Obi Chukwemeka Oti. Osrc House of Assembly has promised to support every move towards the sustainability of effective and qualitative health delivery to people of the state. Members of the House Committee on Health during a visit to the University of Medical Teaching and Hospital assured that the House will ensure unfettered access to quality and affordable healthcare by the people. House Assembly correspondent Omoshlese now reports.
Unimed Teaching Hospital was as for training, research, and clinical services with an amalgam of hospitals. Successive government to visit of members of the House Assembly Committee led by Chairman Secretary. The Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Dr. Oluwole Ige, while appreciating the lawmakers for the support over the years, informed students of University of Medical Sciences, Ondo.
In collaboration with the university, we've been able to produce 2 sets of medical doctors, several sets of nurses, medical laboratory scientists, physiotherapists, and many other health-allied related courses. We've also trained and graduated doctors, fellows who are specialists in various fields of medical profession.
Dr. Ige, who lamented the deaths of medical personnel to the law to help provide solution to brain drain in the state. The committee chairman, Dr. Christopher Ogunlano, noted that the University of Medical Sciences Ondo, being the first medical school in the country, is the pride of all.
Thank humanity from both the service and the graduates at record time. It's not easy in the medical school. Those are the university in those days. I've seen those spend almost 10 years before the medical and dental council had full approval to go to the university to produce graduates. So having achieved that, we also thank the government. If we have no support, the government has not supported to get the necessary facility or grant. The medical and dental council have approved or accredited the courses to produce medical doctors. So it's a cool look at the government. We thank our government for doing that.
The really born medical doctor, who said the House is not unaware of the rate at which medical personnel are leaving the country in search of greener pastures abroad, stressed the need to work out modalities that will help retain Nigerian trained medical personnel.
And we also know what is happening now. Medical doctors or medical personnel in Nigeria. This is a Japa syndrome. It's ravaging the whole country. Now, maybe we also have to look inward so that we can retain our doctors. And the primary cause is welfare.
Other stakeholders at the meeting expressed confidence that the visit would bring about developments in the teaching hospital. The lawmakers also condemned facility at
President Bola Tinubu has called members of the Nigerian National Committee (NNPCL) to immediately work warned that conduct suggesting a sense of entitlement will not be tolerated and that the board could be dissolved over non-performance without prior notice to members. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, during the rally, the President warned that non-performance will not be tolerated. President Tinubu added that the board must prioritize corporate social responsibility for the Niger Delta people, considering the devastating effects of oil exploration and exploitation. The Independent National Commission next up rerun and by-elections across the country in February 2024 to fill existing vacancies in the state and federal legislatures. INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, at a meeting with leaders of political parties in Abuja ahead of the election, said rerun elections only involve the parties and candidates that participated in the general elections unless a party wishes to replace a deceased candidate. Yakubu noted that at the end of litigation, the court ordered the Commission to conduct rerun elections in 34 federal and state constituencies, made up of 1 in the Senate, 11 federal constituencies, and 22 state constituencies. Let's now take after of Tinubu at the Aso Villa in Abuja. Other leaders present at the meeting include former governor of the Osrc state, Peter Odili, and some traditional rulers from the state. Vice President Kashim Shettima and the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, were also part of the meeting. After Monday's meeting, the warring parties agreed that all matters instituted in the courts by Fubara and his team be withdrawn. The Wike camp also agreed that all impeachment proceedings initiated against the governor by the River State Assembly be dropped immediately. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration, NAFDAC, has shut down over shops and markets in Abia State. Of NAFDAC, Professor Muji Adeyeye. The drugs and other products confiscated were worth more than 750 million naira. Adeyeye is in the number of distributors in the country. Our citizens to be careful of what they buy and consume, as most of these, including beverages and consumables, had adverse and long-term health implications for those who consume them. She not to buy from reputable supermarkets and too good to be true, as they could be selling counterfeit drugs. The Minister of as you against described the institutional change in West Africa as solely a regional problem. A high-level seminar promotion and security in Africa, assisting members of the UN Security Council in preparing to address peace and the country. In a statement by the Food and Gulf African continent and others that the challenges of and across anti-Kala rebel group in the mid-1990s and initially battled the government of President Yoweri Museveni for a signed a law allowing Republican of Brunsville accused President Joe Biden of doing nothing to stop a tidal wave of illegal entry into Texas and claimed the measure would cut unauthorized arrivals by 50 to 75%. Under the new law, Texas State Police will be able to arrest anyone suspected of crossing the border illegally, and local judges will be authorized to order them to leave the country. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of Canada, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, the Seychelles, Spain, and the UK to patrol the Red Sea in response to Houthi attacks and commercial shipping. Officials of the Yemeni group will confront any source. Kemisola Arjun has details.
On Monday, the U.S. Defense Secretary held talks in Tel Aviv, speaking alongside his Israeli counterparts. Lloyd Austin said Washington will not dictate Israel's war, but the death toll is soaring, and he says he is urging Israel leaders to do more to protect civilians in Gaza. Lloyd Austin also announced the launch of a naval task force to respond to ongoing attacks on Yemen's Houthi and commercial vessel in the Red Sea. The oil giant's BP is the latest company to halt shipment through those.
These attacks are reckless, dangerous, and they violate international law. And so we're taking action to build an international coalition to address this threat. And I would remind you that this is not just a U.S. issue. This is an international problem, and it deserves an international response. And that's why I'm convening a meeting tomorrow, a ministerial meeting with fellow ministers in the region and beyond to address this threat.
Kemi Solojum, Osrc News.
A volcano has erupted in Iceland following weeks of seismic activity. The country was put in high alert for eruption in November. An evacuation had already taken place in recent days, moving nearly 4,000 people out of the fishing town of Grindavik. 111 have been killed in an earthquake in West China. Most with among the earthquakes rescue in the official food and drought for all weeks in Ethiopia's Tigray region. The United Nations says 1.2 million children suffer from acute malnutrition in the country. War in Gaza. Palestinians of access to food, water, and other basic necessities. The use of hunger against the civilian population witnesses an Israeli shell the people killing said near 100 killed and a ton of refugees of the killing of allegedly by an Israeli sniper.
This morning in Jabaila refugee camp in northern Gaza, the bodies of 9 children from the same family were laid out ready for burial. They were killed in an Israeli airstrike. Palestinians are saying that at least 90 people died and many are still trapped under the rubble. Last night, an Israeli strike hit the eastern northern Al-Nasser hospital. There were large holes in the walls where the shell came through. They thought they would be safe in a hospital. Dr. Taigama tried to resuscitate a girl, but she died from her injuries.
I saw this girl, miserable girl. She was covered with blood. It was heartbreaking and painful. I was not able to resuscitate her.
This is the Holy Family Catholic Church